Hey guys, Tanya Rubin with episode 42 of Temecula Uncorked, the weekly show that shares everything I know and love about wine country with you, anyone who's watching. And it's a great opportunity for you to go ahead and share this with anyone you know that loves wine country, that likes to be in the know. And wants to kind of keep up with what's going on in our beautiful wine country. If you would like to get weekly updates with events happening in wine country, go ahead and text 951-419-4190 and text the keyword events, and that will go ahead and add you to our weekly newsletter that goes out. Has links to every winery. It has links to the Wine Growers Association and actually a number of things that we're going to be talking about today. So, without further ceremony, I had great plans for today and for today's episode and the subject that I was going to cover. However, life had other ideas, so I did not get to complete the research that I wanted to in order to bring the best information on that idea to you guys. So, kind of going, what are we going to talk about on today's episode? And my 12-year-old said, Mom, why don't you do a Q&A? So, went over to Temecula Talk, posted the question, what are your burning wine country questions? And tonight and today we are going to go through and answer a few of those questions for you and kind of rapid fire get you some of this information, and hopefully it will be interesting and a little bit entertaining. So, how many wineries are there now? I cannot promise that this count is 100% up to date. My count is 46, and I know today I learned of a new boutique or a small boutique winery in La Cresta that I would add that to my count, which would make my count 47. That does not include the new De Portola Estates winery that is signed, nor does it include whatever's going on over at Glen Oaks and Rancho California. It looks like they are grading and preparing for another winery there. But my current count is 47, and I know there are a couple of boutique wineries that have not tagged me and let me know where they are so that I could add them to my current list. But I'm at 47. You can get the newsletter, which is where all of the wineries are listed, broken down, and tell me who I'm missing, because I know I'm missing one or two, and I just do not know exactly who's missing. Wineries that are family friendly was another question that came in, and actually a few weeks ago I did a post on my top 10 favorite family wineries, family-friendly wineries. So if when I get a chance, I will go back to this post and leave that there. You can also find that on the Tanya Rubin YouTube channel or on the Tanya Rubin Facebook page, and take that in and see what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Where can I see a list of all the events that all the wineries have in one place? I love this question because this was a question I too had myself, and that is a big part of why I created the Wine Country Living Facebook group and the page. On the page, I actually go through and curate all the events that I see that I think look interesting coming up for the week in wine country in town. And then in the weekly newsletter that goes out every Thursday, there's a link to that curated list of events at the top of the newsletter. There is this week, whatever this week's episode of Temecula Uncorked, that goes in the newsletter, and then all of the wineries, and they're kind of organized by section of wine country, and their links to all of their event pages all go out in that newsletter, along with the Temecula Chamber, the Wine Growers Association. It's really the most comprehensive list I could come up with in trying to answer that very question, where can I get one source? The Wine Growers Association also has a calendar, but they don't include community events, and they also don't include the wineries if they're not a member of the association, so there's a few that get left out there. So hopefully you will find that to be helpful and informative. Where is the best brunch in wine country? In my opinion, the best wine country brunch is Wilson Creek Winery. They put out, I was talking with Bill Wilson about that on the episode of Temecula Uncorked in September. They do a phenomenal job with brunches. I've eaten brunches all over the country and in other countries, and they just do that buffet American brunch better than almost anyone I can think of anywhere nearby. So definitely Wilson Creek Winery is my favorite for brunch. My favorite winery for lunch is going to be, and this is, again, some of these are going to be my favorites. Some of them are going to be what I see over and over and over again. So for lunch, my all-time favorite for lunch is Leoness. And that's kind of for your refined indoor lunch where you've got some air conditioning in some of the hot days. The most consistent universal experience, I think, is at Leoness. Robert Ranzoni is also a favorite for lunch for a casual, rustic Italian, feel like you've gotten away to Tuscany, hit Robert Ranzoni. So those are my two favorites for that. Favorite spa in wine country was a question. Well, that's not too complicated because as of now, there's only one spa in wine country. There are a number of spas in town that are kind of your more your boutique spas, if you will, that don't have the grounds and the swimming pools and those kind of facilities that I would be expecting a kind of a luxurious spa getaway. So South Coast Winery has that one single spa in wine country. If you're branching out of wine country, then Pechanga has a newly opened 40,000 square foot Vegas style spa, if you will, that includes access to their lovely new pool, hot tub area, full bar, and again, 40,000 square feet of beautiful, 4 or 5 star spa experience at Pechanga. So that's a great option. And then I've not been yet, but I've heard nothing but fantastic things about the Marietta Day Spa, which is in Old Town Marietta. Now I'm sure there's a number of wonderful small boutique spas kind of sprinkled throughout town, but those are the roundups for kind of your spa, robe, hot tub in between, steam in between your services. Those are the options that we have right now. I do believe that when 12 Oaks opens in a few years out north of Glen Oaks, that they also have a spa planned for that facility. I don't remember whether Europa does as well for their new development. So that's what there is right now on the spa. Voted best for a girls' day. Well, I haven't had a chance to dig deep because this was just going on a little earlier on what's been voted best for a girls' day. But I will say South Coast is very popular because of the spa. So it's a great spot to meet up with the girlfriends. We've done a meet at South Coast Spa, have a glass of champagne, and then walk over to Ponte down into the cellar and done a lovely casual dinner because you just come from the spa, so you're not super dressed up. That's a great kind of relaxed, subdued girls' day. Think if you were going for kind of your shower type setting, then Botaya would be a great option. They have a couple of really unique experiences, that another very refined girls' day. And if it's more of a throwdown kind of mood, then I would look at Peltzer or Somerset. Somerset has a super fun, high energy vibe, and I would definitely consider them as well as Peltzer. Peltzer just has a really cool decor, big high ceilings, rustic chic kind of, think Chip and Joanne for Flip This House kind of style and vibe, and that to me, I think, sets the stage well for a fun girls' day. Which wineries have live bands? Well, the truth is, this is another question that came in. Almost all of them at some point have a live band. Now, if you want to get into who does what optimally, Thornton does jazz, very well known for jazz, definitely where you're going to go to get some of your saxophone, and they get some pretty big name jazz musicians coming through Thornton Winery, so definitely a not to be missed spot there. Then over at Wilson Creek, if you want to see if there are any big name or up and coming big country stars coming through, you can get lucky sometimes over at Wilson Creek. Talked about this a number of times, talked about it with Bill Wilson. They have a relationship with Cave Frog, and they get some big time acts coming through our beautiful wineries here, and they do, often do stadiums of 9,000-10,000 people, and they come out and do Wilson Creek for 900 people. A beautiful, beautiful concert experience. If you have not done that, in my opinion, that is an add it to your list. Find a band that you like playing there. They do that 3, maybe 4 times a year. So you kind of have to keep on their social media or check over on their page to see when they have someone coming. But they are so fun when they have a concert coming. How can I, another question that came in that was kind of fun, and it said, how can I buy a winery for a couple $1,000s? And it's obviously a bit of a joke question, but in all seriousness, not too long ago I sat down with Kurt from Somerset Winery, and he is a real estate investor, and he made his money investing in real estate. And he sat down and shared with me in one of our interviews how he earned the money to actually leverage his income into owning Somerset Winery. So while it may seem like a pipe dream, the teats over at Somerset Winery grew up very middle class family when you listen to their story, and leveraged real estate investing into owning Somerset Winery with a few of their friends. They kind of joined together to do that. So that is how one way you can own a winery for a couple $1,000s. You have to turn that couple $1,000s into a few million, and then you could be in business. But it was kind of funny seeing that question given the conversation that Kurt and I had, and then the workshop that he subsequently hosted at the winery that I organized, and we just had a great discussion about real estate investing and what that can do for your future, and really how it fueled and financed his dream of owning a winery. So that was kind of fun there. The last question I think that we've got for tonight that I'm going to answer is, why don't the wineries offer a local discount and midweek specials? And I'm super excited about this one because there were a few people on this thread who didn't know that so many of the wineries do offer a great way for locals to experience wine country, especially during the week. And that a number of them do host an industry night, which you are certainly welcome to go to if you are a local. So they are open during those midweek evenings, and there is some specials. So let me dig deeper into that for you. So the Temecula Wine Growers Association has what is called a SIP passport. When you want to go and do your midweek date, you can go ahead, go on, order this in advance, set the winery. The wineries where these can be picked up rotate throughout the year. So you have to look and see where your pickup time would be, but you want to do it at least the day before. And with the SIP passport, you can go and visit 5 wineries for $45, which is a steal of a deal. So you can go to 5 different wineries. Now, here's the good news. You don't have to go all in one day and use it all at once. You can take that SIP passport, have up to a year to go and visit all the different wineries, and then if you finish that, you can actually go and get another one when you've finished your last one. So it's a great opportunity for not too much money to really get out and explore wine country. They do only honor that midweek because anyone who's visited the wineries here on the weekend does know that they are super, super busy. So they are in the maximizing their profit business on the weekends. But during the week, the SIP passport is a fantastic way to save visiting wine country. Now for midweek adventures and special offers during the week at the wineries, you kind of have to come join Wine Country Living because you can ask that question. The answer changes as the seasons go and as different wineries come up with different events, and that's one of the reasons for the page as well. So I'll go and add them as I see them. Right now, here's what I know. Right now, Somerset Winery has Monte Monday, which is a DJ band, DJ dance experience, and so they kind of throw down, have a little bit of a party on Monday night over at Somerset. That night may be moving to another midweek day, so that's one to keep your eye on before you run over the next month or so while where that may move over. Then, one second here, brain freeze. We've got Mezia de la Viña has a Wednesday night, industry night that they have been hosting on Wednesdays. Akash Winery has also been doing a Wednesday night, and so has Peltzer Winery. These are all kind of as of late. So they will often have a special. You got to kind of check in with what they are offering. Last time I was at Mezia de la Viña, they had discounts on full bottle purchases. And then I know Danza del Sol will do Taco Tuesdays sometimes on Tuesday nights. Peltzer on their Wednesday night will bring in a different food truck as well. South Coast Winery is always open at the bar and restaurant 7 days a week, evenings included, so that is a way to get out in the evening, as is Ponte. Ponte's also got the Cellar Lounge typically. Right now the Cellar Lounge is closed for remodeling. I was snooping around there last week and got to see the space all demoed out and kind of get a sneak peek at some of the fixtures and fittings they're going to be putting in there. But in the meantime, they do have the Bouquet restaurant open, and the other side, the bar, is open, and the music that is normally in the Cellar Lounge on the weekend and during the weekday is playing in the courtyard at Ponte on the hotel side. So that is an option for the midweeks. Not so much the specials, although during construction they kind of have broadened out the Bouquet menu to kind of make it a bit of a hybrid between the cellar menu, so you can go and grab an appetizer or two there. Who else and what else have I not thought of here in terms of midweek? I feel like I'm missing someone that I wanted to hit. I know on the midweek, I believe that Robert Renzoni has extended the Mama's Trattoria hours to 6 p.m. from 5, so you can catch the kitchen a little bit later, and then there, of course, during the weekend, which we're trying to focus on midweek right now. And then who else? What else is going on? That's kind of what I've seen regularly, though. There's different bands that'll come in and so on. But they really are, here's the thing to keep in mind with the wineries during the week, is they are packed. Almost all of the wineries are so busy now during the weekends, most weekends, that is their meat and potatoes and so on. But in my conversations with a number of wineries, especially the smaller wineries where they don't necessarily have the big event business, the Monday to Thursday is their opportunity to make that extra, make the week go from a so-so week to a solid week with that midweek revenue. It's the toughest revenue for them to capture. And therefore it is, I am seeing more and more wineries kind of coming up with midweek programming and trying to come up with fun ways to entice people to come out to the wineries. I'm also organizing and working on putting together a bunco night, so if that's something that interests you, go ahead and DM me with that, that you're interested in that, and I will fire off the link to that interest list. I also wanted to remind you that when we're talking about why they don't offer member discounts to locals, that I want to encourage you to keep this in mind. When we live here in wine country, I myself and my friends that have memberships at various wineries, we are able to enjoy the perks of our winery membership over and over and over and really benefit from those memberships in a way that someone who lives in Los Angeles or out of town, where they're just getting their wine shipped in, and maybe when they come and visit once a year or twice a year, they can go and participate and enjoy their wine club perks, the tastings, the complimentary tastings, the pickup parties, and those kind of things. When you live right here in the Temecula Valley, and when you live in wine country or anywhere close, you get to enjoy the perks of those wine club memberships all the time. I mean, my husband and I and our different friends are at a number of the wineries enjoying our perks all the time. So while we don't get a discount on being a member, we certainly get to enjoy the benefits of our membership in a way that my friends who live in Los Angeles, who are also members, hardly ever get to appreciate them to the same degree. Like, for them, it's a treat to really be able to come down and get their tasting. But for us, it's something we can do, like on a Tuesday after work on the way home. You can swing in and get one of your tastings, or on a pick up when Leoness does their member benefit, their platinum night, we get to go to a whole dinner that is part of our platinum membership that is no extra cost to us. That's a full sit down plated dinner with paired wines and dessert and entertainment that is put on just for members. So all you do is RSVP, and all the different membership benefits in between that I know so many of my friends enjoy participating in. So when I think of it that way, while we may not get a discount per se, we certainly get to maximize the benefit of our wine club memberships when we live right here in the area. And the wineries really do value those memberships. They're a key component to having and running and operating a successful winery, which is why they give those perks and want us there enjoying the winery and bringing our friends and sharing pictures out on social media and generally building that community and sharing that. So that's my thought and comment on wine country, on the discounts and membership perks and midweek. So that was my first ever wine country Q&A. I'm curious, hope you enjoyed it. Curious to hear your thoughts, feedback, comments. Agree with me, disagree with me. It's I love to hear from you. Love to hear that you're enjoying it. Love it when you disagree with me and go, no, I don't agree with that winery choice, or that this is the best brunch. Go ahead and share your comments. Excited to hear what your thoughts and comments are. Remember, if you know someone who loves wine country, definitely invite them to the Wine Country Living Facebook group. That's where the discussion about wine country and wine country living continues. It's where you can post your questions. And then also don't forget the weekly newsletter newsletter goes out on Thursday. Go ahead and text 951-419-4190. Text the keyword events if you want to get that delivered to your inbox every day. And then we also host a monthly meeting on the last Wednesday of each month, Wine Country Wednesday, which is the event that I host through the Wine Country Living Facebook group. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Tanya Rubin. This is Temecula Uncorked. I am a Temecula Valley enthusiast, a local realtor, and I am always happy to answer your wine country and real estate questions. Have a great week. I will be back next week with episode 43. Until then, have a wonderful week. Thank you for watching.